Welcome to the II preview show with me, Davey B and Doncaster. We're going to be previewing this afternoon's meeting at Doncaster, which is live on SIS. Let's get into the action. Race 1 is an A1 over 483 metres. Bring It On Buddy in 1, Kilrush Jake in 2, Easy Article in 3, Cherokee Chief in 4, Sligo Romy in 5, and in 6, Katunda Tom. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've picked Kilrush Jake. Look, Bring It On Buddy's no pace to the corner. The dog's running well, to be fair, but it wouldn't be up to this class. I've got him in at a big price. Easy Article's got a very tricky draw to overcome with Cherokee Chief moving sort of further in towards the rails. Cherokee Chief's also got very good pace to the corner as well, so that might just hinder the free getting a run. Sligo Romy would have to find more early than what it's got from its Newcastle form. It's an A2 Newcastle dog. It's coming A1 here. I don't think it's up to this. I think this is the grade in the Calvert's in quite high. Look, it'd have to find 30 spots off its trial, even off the 30-15. Katunda Tom has got a peach of a draw here. If he could find some of his best form and do sort of a 29.80, he'd be a massive player. But I think Kilrush Jake will get after Katunda Tom. I think Katunda Tom will lead. If Katunda Tom doesn't lead, then probably the 4 is going to lead. But I think Kilrush Jake will just get a pitch in behind, and I think he'll be too good. I think he's a 29, sort of 65, 70 dog, and I think he can sort of do a 75, 80 off the pace. So yeah, I'm with Kilrush Jake. I had it in about 5-4.
So Doncaster's selection in race 1 is trap 2, Kilrush Jake. Race 2 is an A3 over 483 metres. Springwell Fixer in 1, Noddy's Blue Goat in 2, Night of Dreams in 3, Leading Out in 4, Raymore's Rustic in 5, and in 6, only 1. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I really like the 3 dog Night of Dreams. It's got some form going back a little bit. It's just had a little bit of time off the card, actually. But it had a race in an A2 against Fire Heights Sue and Destiny's Child, where it went to the corner with both of them. Now, they'd be much, much quicker than these types of dogs. Night of Dreams has trialled in with Noddy's Blue Goat and led it up twice and beaten it twice. So I wouldn't be able to have the 2 on that basis. The 1's going to come off the fence ever so slightly, and it's not got much pace. The 2's not got much pace, and that's going to be looking for the rail. The 4's going to be moving off, and that's not got much pace. So there's absolutely nothing around the 3 dog. Like, he has to clear and go around the inside. The 3's got very good back straight pace as well. The 6 is going to come in ever so slightly from the 6 box, and it sort of cuts the bend like good wide runners should. And the Rustic dog in 5, it looks like it's a dog that I'd have to lead, and I don't think it'll lead the 6 up here, so I'd be discounting that. I thought the 3 was one of the better bets on the card. It's 6-1 with the post. If there's any sort of 7-2 plus, I'll be absolutely filling my boots early, because I've managed to get a couple of 365 accounts. So yeah, I think Night of Dreams. I think I could play Night of Dreams at sort of anything 3-1 plus. Early on anyway, and then if it makes bet for like sort of 2-1 plus. But yeah, this is another one I've been short. I have it like 11-8, 6-4ish. So yeah, I think this is a good thing. I think it's a very well drawn dog.
So Doncaster's selection for race 2 is trap 3, Night of Dreams. Race 3 is a A5 over 483 metres. Tank John in 1, Proper Peasant in 2, Cocaine Sky in 3, Blanemore Kiara in 4, Northcroft Frost in 5, and in 6, Liz and the Tunny Lady. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've picked Blanemore Kiara. Geez, this is some race like this race will probably be won in and around the grading time for the 483, which is 31.10. Look, Tank John's got a massive draw, but he's 1 from 29, and he's a bit of a thinker. So rather you than me. Proper Peasant wants the 4-box. Only just stayed last time. It's had a couple of weeks off as well, which won't help fitness. I can't have the 3 because of the 2 moving off. The 4 really is paceless. And she's 7 weeks in season as well, by the way, but she's taken an absolute monstrous class drop. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it'd take much to win this. The 4 would be sort of better than these if it wasn't in season, but it is in season. The 5's going to search for the rail, but it's completely paceless to the corner anyway. The 6 has got some nice early, but it's not running well. The weight's up on it. It had no excuses last time when beating off the 1. I mean, it's probably going to be short, the 6, and it's a favourite that I'll probably try and bet around, and I might bet the 1 and the 4, but it's a race I can't stand. I mean, there's nothing in the race where you go, yeah, that's capable of doing something better than these. Bar the 4, and the 4's just in season. They're all sort of paceless dogs. The 2 and the 6 are going to be the dogs that take it up early. And then you're just sort of looking for something to pitch in behind, which I'm hoping will be the 4. But yeah, it's not a good race. But a big price on the 4 dog. I'd be willing to take a chance.
So Doggesser's selection for race 3 is trap 4, Blanemore Ciara. Race 4 is an A3 over 483 metres. Craig Brian Storm in 1, Dunane Slip in 2, Roisin's Lily in 3, Ballyregan Bella in 4, Katunda Sonic in 5, and in 6, Old Fort Zipper. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I am napping Cragbrian Storm. It's not had a run for a few weeks. It trialled back in about 30-70. But this is one hell of a class drop from what it's been running against. It showed a little bit of pace to the corner in with much better class. And he beat a couple of dogs home there that would be, they'd be massively short, like Glory Share and a couple of those. I mean, they'd be 2-on versus these. I'm not saying it's as good as them, by the way, but it's beating a couple of them. It's got a great draw as well with the 2 moving sort of a middle line. The 3's a thinker. The 4 is a 30-50 dog at best on the skin. The 5's going to move wide, and again, it's a 30-70 dog. The 6 run awful last time after the previous run. It had done a load of running to win a race, but again in a slow time. I mean, they tried the 1 in an open race, I think, over 6 bends. It just looks a dog it's got a trial on its card as well of about 29.90, I think. I don't quite believe that, but I think it can do a 30-10. And with sort of it's guaranteed to get a clear run round, and I think it might even go round handy. And if it goes round handy, it'll definitely win. Like I say, I've got it in about 6-4, 5-4-ish. I would be bigger if the trial was a little bit better. I'd be short if the trial was a little bit better and it hadn't had a bit of time off the card. But from everything it showed the previous time, this should be a good thing. Like I like this. So yeah, I'm napping Cragbury and Storm.
So Doggesser's selection in race 4 is trap 1, Craig Brian Storm, and that's his nap. Race 5 is an A5 over 483 metres. Mincon Niam in 1, Pretty Tess in 2, Knockglass Vixen in 3, Beamin Messiah in 4, Tiamana Fern in 5, and in 6, Mingler's Priory. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I picked Mike on Neem. Pretty Tess has been running out of the red, and she probably wants the 4-box. She's just completely cutting dogs up out of the red. The 3's completely paceless. But because of the 2 moving off, I think the 1 can actually get round here. I think she can sort of go to the corner okay and just about get round in front. Beamer Messiah has got leading claims as well. That's been running over the 450. It's been marked awkward. The dog is a villain, what shall we say. It's always been the case. I wouldn't want the 4 to lead because it might be one of them dogs that just it might get nothing to dodge with it. And it might just crack on with it. And likewise, if it turned handy, it could just mess about with the one as well. But the one's strong enough as well. So I think even if that happened, I think the one could pull away from it. The 6 is going to cut the 5 up. The 6 is in 6 every week, and it wants probably the 4 box. The 5 hasn't got the pace of the 4 either from when they raced over the 450. But yeah, I just think the one's going to go round here, and it's going to be sort of very, very handy. And it's strong enough as well. So yeah, I think this has got a right chance. Probably the best chance it's ever had.
So
I had it in about 2-1, 7-4.
So Doncaster's selection in race 5 is trap 1, Mekong Niam. Race 6 is a B3 over 450 metres, Corin Bolt in 1, Ballyhall Gale in 2, Fantasy Moon in 3, Clearway Vicky in 4, Bettyville-esque in 5, and in 6, Indian Lad. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've sided with Bettyville-esque. The last couple of races, it's done monstrous amounts of running, sort of very late on in the races. It's not really got any early pace. It's only young. I think the penny's still dropping a little bit. But I mean, last week it must have been 15, 16 lengths off them at sort of just coming off the second bend, and it just took off coming home. I'm not saying it's a winner here. It won't be a dog that I'd be mad keen on, but it beat the 3 and the 3 led last week, and I'm not joking. There must have been 14 to 16 lengths between them at one point in the race. The 3 probably will come on for the run. The 3's going to lead again. I don't know anything about the 2 dog because I'm not seeing it trial, other than it's done sort of a 28.38 in a trial and a 17.50 sprint. The 1 just looks like it's given up to me. It's not really doing anything. It's just sort of plodding along, doing its own thing. The 4 dog's an A3 Newcastle dog, and it's been going off 10 plus in Newcastle. It's got a 28.50 trial, which should, entitle it to go pretty close. And the 6 is paceless, but I think if the 5 could lead the 6 here, and I just think it's one of them. If it could go around unscathed, I think this dog's got a run in it. I think it can really run. I'd be more interested when it steps up to the back boxes, but yeah, I've got it 9-4 joint favourite with a 3. But I am going to pick the 5.
So Doncaster's selection in race 6 is trap 5, Bettyville-esque. Race 7 is a D3 over 275 metres, Millcroft Mervyn in 1, Coaltown Becker in 2, Penny's Dryock in 3, Callie in 4, Ballymac Monday in 5, and in 6, Custodian. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've picked Callie. She's going to be my next best. Look, she's a bitch who doesn't really want to win. She's a thinker, but she's completely different speed to these. There's probably going to be 5-2 available in the morning. There's probably going to be plenty of 6-4 available for quite a bit. She's an odds-on poke, but it's just a case of will she crack on with it. She raced the 5 and the 6 last week. She beat them both, no problems. The 3 is massively upgraded and just can't figure here. The 2 will lead the 1, so I can't really have the 1. Yeah, I just think Callie's a really good thing here. But the question mark is, does she want to win? But she might not have anything that can go with her. If she leads out wide and the 1 holds a 2 up, she might just have to completely stop because she's going to be a few lengths in front of these going up.
So Doncaster's selection in race 7 is Callie in trap 4, and that's his next best. Race 8 is a B2 over 450 metres, Sweet Revenge in 1, Cloncunny Shell in 2, Haven Boxer in 3, Anna Blake in 4, Lightfoot Elise in 5, and in 6, Haven Flyer. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I picked 1, Sweet Revenge. The 2 as a flying trial on its card of 28-27, which would entitle it to go close here. But the 1763 sprint wouldn't be anything special. It is a pup, so it's likely to improve, but it's just one of them that I think. I mean, going in a B2 first time, it's asking a heck of a lot of a pup. There's a bit of pace on its inside and outside as well. Yeah, so I'd struggle to sort of be confident in the two. So I'd have to do everything right. The 4, I don't know very much about, apart from it's been on Newcastle. It's done 29.35, which would be an okay run. Sort of doing 28.50 trials, that I'd need to find 30 spots, which seems to be the theme with the Calvert dogs. They've been sort of handicapped quite harshly. Lightfoot Elise is going to move in ever so slightly from the 5. The 6 has been running really well, Avon Flyer, for Paul and the Avon lads, Matt and that. The bitch is running off a nut at the minute, but I still think they're just giving her far too much to do. I have her down as a 28, 35, 40 dog, and I think the red's going to lead the inside, and I think it'll go around the red today. And if it does, it's going to do 28, 20, 28, 25, and I don't think anything's coming from behind it doing them sort of times, unless like the 2s are playing or something. That'd be the only way. But yeah, for me, Sweet Revenge.
So Doncaster's selection in race 8 is trap 1, Sweet Revenge. Race 9 is a D3 over 275 metres. Carriel Tiger in 1, Ballinderry Maid in 2, Be Proud in 3, Host in 4, Mudross Abbey in 5, and in 6, Moss Code. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I'm going to be with Ballinderry Maid. It's a race that, like, I don't think the 1's a sprinter. The 3 run awful last time. The 4 buried the 3 and the 1. Beat them both, but it went off a massive price. Mudross Abbey was beaten to the corner by Moss Code. Moss Code has a really, really bad action. Like, it's not lame. Do you know what I mean? It's just a dog it's like a bouncy. I don't know how to explain it. He's just like a really bouncy, high egg carriage, all over the place. Doesn't know what he's doing. Almost like, if he was a pup, you'd say, oh, he's green as grass. Yeah, head's all over the place. He doesn't like the bends. But yeah, when he won, he did a 17.60 a couple of starts ago, and he's showing pace up. But I just thought the 2 wouldn't have to be anything to win here. It's got a 17.80 on its card already. It's asking a lot of a pup, sort of, first time up to go and win. But I mean, if it found sort of 15 spots off its trial, it'd be a winner. And it's been trialing against better dogs as well. Dogs that have probably gone into like D2s and stuff like that. So it's probably a chance to see the skin for it, and it wouldn't have to improve any to win here. So yeah, I'm with the blue, but again, it wouldn't be anything strong.
So Doncaster's selection in race 9 is trap 2, Ballinderry Maid. Race 10 is a B7 over 450 metres. Curry Hills Tower in 1, Financial Aid in 2, Moss Turbo in 3, Lone Jet in 4, Hilltop Boozer in 5, and in 6, Jaguar Blackie. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I'm with Lone Jet. This is, again, it's a massive class drop coming out of a B6 into these B7s. Like, this is, the bottom end of the B7s. Curry Hills Towie last time was beaten very soundly by the 2 and by the 5. Financial Aid showed bucket loads of pace, but off the last bend, he's had a little bit of a look at Hilltop Boozer. Hilltop Boozer was in 6 that day. I thought that the Financial Aid pup should have been marked awkward, being honest. It's got, like I say, it's got oodles of pace, and if it came away, it'll probably destroy them. It might get on the skin, and it might just decide that it knows what it's doing all of a sudden. The free's got like numerous weighted comments on its card. It's an absolute villain. Again, it's got a bit of pace though, but I just thought if the 4 came away sort of level here, maybe barring the 2, it'd go round. And if it went round, I think that'd be enough. It's a 29-10, 29 dead dog, whereas the rest of these are sort of 29 30s and 40s. Like the two's up for improvement if it could come away, but like it's definitely a villain. The 6 is just a bit of a plodder on the outside, same as the 5. The 6 might lead the 5, which would make the 6 play, but he's not a big fan of the bends either. But yeah, Lone Jet for me. I think if it come away, I think it'd get round, and I think, barring the 2 following it and chasing its head off, I think it'd win if it got in front here.
So Doggesser's selection in race 10 is trap 4, Lone Jet. Race 11 is a D4 over 275 metres. Kilbarry Ace in 1, Gotta Pick Zig in 2, Bolt Up Bella in 3, Magical in 4, Ballymac Legacy in 5, and Will Mount Arrow in 6. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Ballymac Legacy. Like, again, Legacy is a thinker. There was a video when it run out of the 6 box against Pat's My Girl, and it was looking at Pat's My Girl the entire way to the corner, and the entire way around the bend. It's just everything that all the form that ties in together. They've all run against each other, or run against dogs that have run against each other. And the Pat's My Girl would be better than all of these by a long, long way. And Ballymac Legacy's got the better, similar sort of pace to Pat's My Girl. Probably doesn't stay as strong, but yeah, I think Ballymac Legacy would be the one here. It looks a complete match with the 4 and the 5. The rest I just can't have it all. They've all been just completely destroyed. Yeah, I am with Ballymac Legacy. I just think it's the form links in with Pat's My Girl, and it's got that sort of pace. And I think it'll lead, and I'm hoping it might just crack on with it. But again, it'll be a short one. It'll be 6-4, 5-4 come the off.
So Doggesser's selection in race 11 is trap 5, Ballymac Legacy. Race 12 is a B2 over 450 metres. Glaze Babe in 1, Kalara Dasher in 2, Cape Rule in 3, In the Pause in 4, Glaze Ranger in 5, and in 6, Barnside Betty. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I have ended up with Kalara Dasher. The 3 has an amazing Irish card. It's got 2850s on its card at Shelburne Park. But the only problem with that is if you go through its form and everything, and same last week, sort of if it doesn't get on the skin or turn handy enough, it just doesn't really want to know. When it gets the right makeup, it'll be a dog that will take off. Kalara Dasher has some very good trials back, sort of 28 dead and 17 tens. It looks a proper put, like it won a B3 on debut in 2790, and he just took off and buried the likes of Avon Boxer, a good solid, B2.5 dogs, and it just made them look like B7 dogs. Glace Babe wouldn't want the fence, and again she can do sort of sub 28, but she that'd be the only danger for the Kalara dog, that it's got to do it right at the start, with pace either side of it. In the pause has got pace. As well, Glace Ranger won't be able to lead these, so I won't be able to have him. And Barnside Betty be the one that I'd sort of. She's a little bit of a thinker, is Barnside Betty, but she can really run and she can do it both ways. She might just pop out and get in a posse, but like last week she couldn't pick up Thorny Bush, which I was a little bit disappointed with because I bet her. But yeah, I'm going to go with Kalara Dasher. I think this might be a really, really nice put. Like, I think Jimmy's given this a break on purpose. Since its win, and I think this will go on to bigger and better things than a B2. But I mean, the draw's tricky, but yeah, Kalara Dasher for me.
So Doggesser's selection in race 12 is trap 2, Kalara Dasher. Race 13 is a B3 over 450 metres. Corin Ollie in 1, Rio Abbey in 2, Argabur and Ghent in 3, Mustang Benji in 4, Haven Penny in 5, and Wanted Me Teddy in 6. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
Avon Penny I'm with. I think Avon Penny is probably one of the better drawn dogs on the card. The 4's going to move in from 4. It wants maybe the 3, maybe the 2 box. The 3 is going to move in from the 3. The 1 and the 2 are both railers. The 1's paceless. The 2 will lead the 1, and the 2 might stop the 3 getting a run. It did last week. the 5 has just basically got to lead Wanted Me Teddy and follow Rue Abbey round. Avon Penny's trial, she's been off about 4 weeks and done sort of 28.18. Now, I'd have her say a bang 28.30, 28.25 bitch. She'd just have to come on, sort of like 20, 30 spots for the trial, and she'd be an absolute penalty kick here. But I'm not filled full of confidence. The 4-week thing always makes me a little bit suspicious as well. Maybe she's coming season or something along them lines, and they've not declared it. I don't know, but it's just she's got a peach of a makeup. I have a 7-4 joint favourite with the 3, but she could really be a much shorter price if she's fully right and she does anything like her old form and was to do a 28.50. I think she'll just follow the 2 round, and I think if she does that, I think she'll win.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 13 is trap 5, Haven Penny. Race 14 is a B2 over 450 metres. Black Illusion in 1, Ballymac Len in 2, Bohemian Bruno in 3, Barnside Matter in 4, 3 Inside in 5, and in 6, Barntic Jackie. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
It's almost like a sprint, this. I think whatever leads will win. The 3's probably got the best of the early pace. Ballymac Len's got great early pace, but never boxes. The 3 beat the 1 and the 4 to the corner last week. The 5 can't go with, and the 5 was in the same race last week and couldn't really run with these. Barntic Jackie's got massive early pace out in 6, and it's probably the best drawn of the lot. But I think the 3 could come from behind the 6. So the 3's just really got to lead the insides, and I think it's a winner then. But it'd have to do it right because, like I say, there's so much pace there. If Len was to pop out, he could give the 3 trouble to the corner. The 1 can go up. These would all be like 17, 20 sub-sprinters. So, yeah, I'm with Bohemian Bruno, but there are obstacles. Like I say, Barnside Matter's got loads of pace as well, but the 3 held it last week and beat the 1 up as well. So, yeah, I'm with Bruno, but again, I won't be sort of big on that either.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 14 is trap 3, Bohemian Bruno. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you click that subscribe button.